Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for joining us for the ozfortress Season 16. Now, Smith, am I correct?
I thought it was 17. 17.
Season 17. Upper page playoffs between the first seeded team and the second seeded team in Premier Division in Australia this season, and that is the Hardies versus ELO Assassins. I am Oxy, joined by the Smithsonian with Wiethoofd on production. How you doing tonight, Smith?
I'm doing great. I mean, we haven't had that many casts this season, and a lot of that's been down to just really busy schedules. It's been really unfortunate, but I mean, I'm always excited when we get a cast in, and this is going to be a great one, honestly. First versus second. Both these teams have a phenomenal skill, so it should be really, really exciting to watch.
Definitely. It's going to be pretty good, and we've already had picks come out for the maps tonight. So for those who don't know, this is upper page playoffs. So if you're not familiar with how the Australian system works currently, the way it works is the first seeded team versus second seeded team in a best of 3 over 3 maps. The first seeded team picks the first map, second seeded team picks the second map, and the first seeded team picks the decider. Those maps are going to be processed as the first map, which was the Hardies pick, Snakewater, which is the second map, which was ELO Assassin's pick, and we're going to have a Badlands decider.
Yeah.
But for those who don't understand, so the team that wins this goes straight into the grand finals. They got a secured grand final spot. The team that loses will play the winner out of another game that's happening this week, which is between the third and fourth place teams. So it means that if you lose, if the team that loses this game doesn't necessarily go straight into a bronze match, they still have a chance of redemption and a chance of making it into the finals. So, it adds a bit more excitement to the scene, a bit more closer games. Puts a few more games in the pool and makes it a bit of fun.
Yeah, I feel like it's a really good system because it's not. You don't really have. There are no meaningless games. It's not like often the issue when you've got like single elim games, you've got the fact that you're playing first versus fourth, and that's just can often be a total whitewash, whatever. That's basically meaningless. Or if you've got double elim, and like sometimes depending on like the higher ranked teams, if they're like way better than the lower ranked teams, then the second, like if they lose it, like the first map doesn't matter because if they lose, then it's no big deal. They can just mulch through the lower place teams. So I really feel like that every game has a potentially really close in the page playoff system and matters a lot more. So yeah, it's been really good. It worked well last season. Feel it'll work well this season.
Yeah, certainly. And I think tonight's going to be a pretty good game. We got the first and second seeded teams coming up head to head. We saw earlier in the season, I think for round 1, I was casting alongside you, Smith. We're doing the Intoxicated. It was the Intoxicated versus ELO Assassins game. Were you part of that with me?
It might have been. Yeah, I think I might have been. Yeah.
So we've seen one of these teams definitely play before, and I think in the game that we saw them. The game that we saw they were playing, I think it was a first round game, so it just kind of started and they just kind of warmed up. They've come a long way since then, so it's going to be interesting to see how they've congealed over the season, I guess. But they seemed pretty strong at the time, so
yeah, I mean,
pretty good.
Obviously, for those who don't necessarily know what either of those team names mean, we can go over the players. So you got ELO Assassins, and they've got Varna and Roma, Lock on Pocket. Tonight we Susurrus and Ohio on Scouts, Yule Demo and Doge on Med, and there's just a really really strong amount of deathmatch on that team. I mean, I wouldn't call them the most coordinated team in the division, but their aim is just honestly ridiculous, particularly that Scout combo.
Yeah, well, Susurus, is he still going by Cookie, or is it just like...
Susurus is his name, Cookie is what he used to be called, same how...
Yeah.
Termo used to be called Yuri, and...
I know that some players change their alias every season, which is common for some people, but is this the name that he's going by now? He's not touching the other one at all?
He's been Susurus for 3 seasons now, I think, so I'm sticking with that one.
Yeah, but for those that maybe don't know, that's who he is. Old player, well, not old player, but he's been around for a while, very well known for his Scout DM. He was, very well noted, climbed the divisions very quickly. He was seen as a very good player. So I think, he's going to be very good.
Yeah, for sure. But then again, you on the Hardies lineup, so do you want to take us through that one? Or do you want me to...
I'm not actually too familiar with
I can do that one. Yeah, that's alright. So it's got Hawk on Med, Enrith Demo, Geo Elmo Scouts, Zaka is Pocket, and Seth is Roma. So Seth being Jaiho for anyone who doesn't know that name change. But I mean, yeah, the DM's definitely not something to laugh at there. You've got Elmo, who is honestly he's like the best active scout in the country right now, for sure. Geo certainly has incredible aim, and whilst scout is not his best class, he can certainly still bring it on that. And then Zaka's got some really, really good aim, obviously. From his time is years and years of soldier. Enrith is a really, really solid demo, and yeah, Seth's been certainly playing pretty well on that Roma.
Yeah, I think it's certainly going to be a close game. I think what it's probably going to maybe come down to, which is like the only thing that I can think of, because I haven't seen these two teams play, so I don't know in terms of like if there's a big gap between them or not, in terms of in the current season, in terms of like as they size up against each other in teams. But I feel like just looking at the Hardies lineup, a lot of those players have been playing for several seasons at the top of Prem or close to, whereas a lot of the other team Elo Assassins, like they've played at the top of Prem as well, but they've only they've been sitting around like that 4th place, 3rd place spot for a few seasons, and they've only just started clawing their way up. But hey, that means that they could have the potential to come in and snatch it. Yeah,
like I would say at each team's peak, the Hardies do have a sizable advantage, but it's when they're not playing at the peak, or if Elo Assassins are able to take them out of their zone and try to make them either play a bit more scrappy, a bit more favouring just the raw DM fights, so they can certainly take the game to the Hardies.
Would you go so far, Smith, to say that if one team goes Hardy, then they could have that advantage?
I wouldn't really say that, because I felt that was a bit weak.
Okay.
I mean, I've really heard some good team-based puns from you over the seasons, but that was certainly not one of your best.
Alright, well,
you gotta step it up a bit.
Yeah, if I drop too many bad puns, I'll probably end up getting assassinated or something similar. But anyway, moving on. Let's get this process underway into this first map. We are having some delays coming out from the Hardies, from what I understand. Apparently, your boy Geo running a bit late.
Oh, I mean, it is the Hardies, but you can't. I will never blame one team until the entirety of. No. I know you're not blaming, but I'll never be able to say they are late because of this. Geo did say he was going to be late. However, not all. Neither team has 12 players, so realistically speaking, it's both teams.
Yeah, fair.
And it's TF2.
His lateness was flagged prior. I'm just informing our fine listeners at home, all our lovely talkers in the chat with their mad banter. I'm just letting them know why this game is being currently delayed and why we haven't gotten underway with some hardcore fragging action.
I mean, I think it's pretty reasonable to expect now that you tune into a cast at 9:30 as opposed to 9 with how TF2 has gone over the years.
But what do you think, looking at these map predictions? These players better than me, Smith. Where do you think it's going to
go? Look, I think it's going to be tough for Elo Assassins. Process, Snake, and then Badlands. I think it's good that they do have maps that are really solid with on those scouts. That is, I would say, their biggest strength as a team. But then again, it's not a weakness or anything of the Hardies, and I feel like the scouts and the Hardies are just as good. So I think that what could have been an advantage is really negligible, just because of that. But I mean, as far as the matchup goes, I feel like they do have a solid chance, particularly on process. They do have that ability to really make a mess of it, just make it really puggy, really DMy, and take the Hardies out of their potential comfort zone. I feel like the Snake should be fairly comfortable for the Hardies. I feel like if any of these maps is going to go the way of Elo Assassins, it will be process.
But Snake was Elo Assassin's pick, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, I know. Just because it's the team picked, it doesn't mean that they will have the best chance on it. But they could have something up their sleeve. They could absolutely have something up their sleeve. Maybe they do want to slow the pace down and just try to force something, whatever they want to, whatever their game plan is, where they want to slow the pace down and try to turtle it out and frustrate the other team. Or maybe they do have some particular thoughts in mind about maybe some sniper action, because they do certainly have solid snipers in Cookie and Oha. So in Cookie and Oha, or Susurrus rather. And both of these maps are good for snipers. But I mean, whilst it was their pick, I do feel like they probably have a slightly worse chance on it, just because I feel like it doesn't favour fast-paced, DM-based kind of play as much as Process does. It's still solid for it, but I feel like Process is just slightly better for them for that. But, you know, I could be wrong. I too have not been able to watch as much of these two teams as I would have liked to have, just with the way the scheduling's worked. Unable to, you know, we haven't been able to organise many casts this season, so no, we'll see. I could be very wrong and very surprised, and be happy to eat my words if it turned out that way.
I'm certainly keen to see a good game, and I do have to admit as well, I think I've kind of got a bit out of touch with the TF2 scene lately. I kind of feel like I don't know if a lot of players share the sentiment, but I've just kind of lost that really passionate for casting, really passionate to keep doing stuff with this community, but it seems like I just don't have the time anymore to play and really watch the scene as much, so...
Yeah,
unfortunately, I haven't really kept up to date as much as I would have liked, but we do have players loading in now. We do have 6 on other teams, so we should be seeing the game going underway very soon.
Very, very soon, I would imagine. I guess, do you have any final predictions then, while we're waiting?
I would like to see the Hardies take it, and I feel like I'd like to see it work out for Redhawk. I remember when I first started playing TF2, I was speaking to him a lot. And I remember at the time he was always talking about how he didn't want that big win, but he was always talking about how he was kind of keen for it and keen to come at the top. And then I think I knew him when he was around that period where you have the players, you know, that start playing TF2 and quit and come back and quit and just quit, you know, 8 times over the course of a few months. So I think the win would be great for him. It means he can retire with a smile on his face.
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah, that's pretty valid. I mean, you know, he's been around for a while, and he said, you know, hasn't always been at the top of it, but he's always tried. He's always really put in the effort to make himself better. But for the most part, obviously, he's had some of those seasons that everyone does, where they just don't really care. But we actually are going live, so yeah, here we go. The first map of the upper page playoffs between Elo Assassins and the Hardies. Take away the mid, Oxy.
Sure, I'm going to be watching Enrith to this mid. He is very fast, getting some good stickers out. We see Yule going right side here, so this could be indicative of where Elo Assassins are wanting to push. Both teams is feeling it out here, taking a bit of high ground. We do see the Elo Assassins pushing in the right side here, trying to get some ground here. We do see the jump coming in, big air shot from Zaka there, taking down Lock. Beautiful work, and that's 2 going down for Elo Assassins. They should be the mid. By the way, the Hardies and the Scouts doing beautiful cleanup as well. Oh, Geo and Elmo, just great cleanup there, and that was beautiful. Great work by the soldiers there, just denying Elo Assassins when they tried to take that high ground.
Beyond dominating, yeah. The issue was, for Elo Assassins, they were so clumped up. They had 4 or 5 players all sitting together in that one corner, and they tried to bomb a soldier from the other angle, but he had no support, so it was really, really easy for the Hardies to take a 2v1 there and just totally deny him, and Zaka hit a really nice headshot on him, so that helps. That'll always help, but then they just ran with the man advantage from there and just took 2v1s wherever they could, and dominated.
Yeah, and we see the engineer off class coming out of Elo Assassins, but full Uber advantage for Redhawk. We do see them Ubering now, and this should just be a guaranteed round for them. We got Geo on the point already, and yeah, they're not going to be able to contest it in time.
No, that was textbook perfect. They got a scout, they Ubered in, sentry down, force the enemy team back, get your scout on the point, and you're blocking them in so they can't contest it. That was, I mean, there is nothing else we said other than that. Just textbook perfection coming out from the Hardies in that very, very quick first round.
And we do see the mid again here. Yule a lot faster than Enrith this time, getting that nice demo bounce and not taking any damage for it. So maybe this will help them secure the mid that Elo Assassins most desperately need coming into the second round here. They are pushing that right side again, and we do see the soldiers of the Hardies trying to take some high ground here, but the soldiers are too weak on Elo Assassins to contest right now. We do see them buffing up, jumping back in now. And good soldier aggression from Varna and Locke here. Great work there, sinking those rockets up, and that's going to be the mid going to Elo Assassins with the Hardies backing off here. They lose 3 and they're not going to want to contest this with no soldiers. They can't really get into that high ground and give their scouts the room they need to break.
Much better mid from Elo Assassins. They rotated better. They spread out way more, so they could actually help each other out. When one player was low, one would move back, another one would take his spot, be able to constantly keep putting out damage despite, you know, potentially being at heal disadvantages at certain points. And they played that very, very well.
We got even Ubers, we got Elmo coming up on Sniper. He's going to be looking to maybe get something done in at one door.
Oh wow, actually Suspect just gets taken down pretty quick. He will probably be going Sniper when they both have their Ubers up. It's not really...
Seth bombing in?
Oh wow, actually. Yeah, well, just going for the trade frag. You know, pretty expected stuff so far, and actually Elmo has gone up on that sniper, taking down Varna. That's pretty nice. That will actually stall out a bit more. Susurrus is on sniper as well, so yeah, we will see that wonderful process last sniper duel, though he's playing really far back, just waiting for any potential push, anyone potentially bombing in. He will be moving up now, and yeah, so a bit of a stalemate. Elmo's got a pretty nice angle though, and he could actually catch someone out being this aggressive up into lobby.
Yeah, just standard stuff from both teams. Expect to see both teams buff their snipers, see what picks they can get.
Yeah,
that kind of stuff.
I wouldn't be surprised to see one team get particularly impatient here. I feel like it won't be the Hardies. I don't know. Hawk's in a really nice spot. Honestly, he is not going to get sniped from here. There is absolutely no way in hell that's going to happen. But we might see Elos has to just trying to make a bit more space, get into lobby, make some more room for Elmo, see if he can get some shot off, and he actually does. It's a really nice shot. Sorry, for Cookie rather. Susurrus takes down Elmo, and yeah, that's opened up a lot for him to be able to spam out some more shots.
Well, you see the Ubers being traded here in lobby. It's a solo coming out from the Hardies here, possibly trying to get a good flash, and they do get a nice better Uber, and they get Yule for their troubles, but they lose Enrith in the back of that fight. So with the demo down, it's going to be not able to push out most likely for the Hardies here, and it's going to be just a reset to last. Yeah, most likely honestly, with that sentry just stopping.
That was such a good move,
Hardies.
Yeah, because they lost the sniper, play disadvantage. You expect that they're potentially going to move in. You have that sentry up, so if you move in, force that Uber first, your sentry is there to back you up at last, so they won't have an Uber to deal with it. Really, really effective as long as they trade players, which they did.
But you will take on Steph, being traded over second here though. We saw Hardies coming out and trying to take it, and then Elo Assassins came in and just beautiful rockets being traded by Locke and Seth there, and just working out really well for the two of them, and meaning that Elo Assassins are able to keep the hold on this second here. And they've got a sizable Uber advantage as well. I don't know if they know they've got it,
Geo
but they're going to be looking to go off it.
Geo did switch off engineer, so his sentry died. He was on scout for like a total of 15 seconds, so it was not worth it at all. It will be up to level 3 though before the push does come in from Elo Assassins. So nothing gained, nothing lost. But it was a nice effort trying to make some space, and we do see Susurrus up again on that sniper, looking for an angle, seeing what he can see, gets a shot off, does not hit anyone, but Zaka does die to the stickies of Yule. And yeah, so it's going to be a little bit more of a stalemate. However, obviously with that Uber charge, as soon as they get a pick, Elo Assassin will be ready to move in. But actually, here comes the Hardies. Wow, taking down Yule straight away. Do force off the Uber now for Elo Assassins as well. That's a really nice start. It's going to be even players. Those set cards go down, but with that demo down, it's going to be really, really hard for Elo Assassins to move in to this last point. And this is potentially going to be another reset, as with no Uber, no demo, they've got no hope of taking down that sentry, so they're just going to wait, get their Uber charge, and yeah, some more classic process last stalemating with the sniper.
That was nice work by Red Hawk there though, because he was like, they had that Uber coming in there, and he was kind of like, big donging it a little bit, but he got very weak.
Oh, hello.
And in that post Uber fight, could have gone very badly for him, but it's gonna be going alright.
Yeah, but actually the frags were exchanged. Zaka took down Ohai, he died as well, and we had a scout moving in there. It's Elmo, he got around behind somehow. I was positive he was going to die. He got down to like 30 HP or something ridiculously low. Now he's just going to spawn camp Ohai. Sentry will get spammed out by Locke though, that's really nice, and Elmo has been spotted. They know he's there, and he is surely going to die. No, he will take down Ohai first, surf away, not quite enough to get the health back though. Susurrus is finished him up with a body shot.
But you see Spy play coming out from Putty here. Putty's on Spy, and this is like what they've got to kind of do, because the sniper plays just aren't working.
I just want to remind everyone that Zaka is actually technically the pocket for the Hardies, so this is pocket Spy strat.
Look, but the mid doesn't even know. Like, if he gets his pick, no, he knows now.
Oh, what? No, he does. What? He looked at him. He looked him directly in the face, staring that Spy right down the eyes, and still gets it.
That mid's got to be saying, "Who let the dogs out?" Because oh my god, he just got absolutely romped.
I'm actually shocked.
We just see the Uber coming out here from the Hardies here. We have players going for back caps though. Locke is taking a fight with Geo behind, and so is Ohai. Ohai's won the duel. He's going to get the back cap. Oh my god.
Okay, that was, there's not much to analyse about that. Ohai just went massive. That was absolutely ridiculous play, getting around behind, taking those frags down, and yeah, he just pretty much soloed that round at the end. That was great.
You saw the arrow coming in from Red Hawk though, hitting Ohai, but he had enough health just to keep him alive on that last point. If he was any lower, he wouldn't have been able to get that last cap. But do you want to take us over this mid, Smith?
Yeah, sure, happily. We actually see everything there a little bit before Yule, and Seth taking some really nice early high ground positioning. Will drop down though Both teams just playing pretty passively. Zaka coming in with a bomb, doing not much damage actually, kind of misses a few rockets, and we've got the double soldier bomb coming in. But so far, Elmo is the first one to die, the only one to die, and we have a pause.
Nothing much really take off the mid so far.
Yeah, actually some missed shots there from the Hardies. They had a really nice potential to take down a couple of players on that flank with that double soldier bomb, but I think the soldiers missed most of their shots. However, Geo should, in theory, take down Ohai here. However, Geo is below 100 health, so Ohai could just as easily, with one perfectly placed mid shot, take him down. So, you know, that's a bit of a dice roll, whilst Geo should win that. There is potential for the turnaround. As far as positioning goes, and health goes, I would say the Elo Assassins are in a slightly better position. They are pretty grouped around their med, and if they can clean up Geo here quickly, admittedly they don't have the players to actually in position to do that, so maybe not. Geo could easily back out and reset this to even players. But yeah, Hawk's pretty separated from the rest of his team, so it's possible that he might not be able to actually help anyone from here if they get gone on really quickly. But I think the Hardies should end up taking it, despite the Elo Assassins being in what I would call favourable position. But you're right, there's not much to talk about. I can talk like that for hours and not really say much, because there isn't actually that much that's happened.
What about the last round though? Like, there's not, obviously it was a back cap, nothing really much to say, but it seemed to looking like it was going really well in the way of the Hardies. But then it's that classic case of back. You know, you Uber out onto second, you like check all your exits, and it's like, oh, 2 people are behind. And
it wasn't even that. It's not like they didn't check it. It's just that Ohai won like 2 separate 1v1s to get back there. So, you know, it wasn't 2 separate 1v1s. Him and Locke were behind there. So, sorry, I thought it was my bad.
Nah. So Locke went behind, and then he went to back him up, and then the player who was behind there, I forget who it was, but he was distracted by Locke.
Okay, I got mixed up.
He beat Locke. So, like, and then Ohai was able to clean up on the damage that Locke did, but without Locke being there, like, that backup wouldn't have been there. So it was teamwork by the two of them. Like, it wasn't, they let 2 players get behind. It wasn't like it wasn't like Ohai going huge, but he clutched it out for his team. Like, there's no question. Yeah,
okay. Well, that is more of a team play than it was an individual play, as I thought it was originally. That's still, so I honestly thought the Hardies actually had a really good defense there. I really enjoyed how they were pushing out into lobby whenever they saw the opportunity. It takes a lot of pressure off your point, obviously, and your engineer in that century. But here we go, the mid is going on again, and frags have been traded a piece, but it's only 2 players left alive for the Hardies, 4 left alive for Elo Assassins, and this is going to be a secured mid for Red.
Yeah, good work by Red picking it up there, getting those frags needed. The med did stay alive though, so it should be even Ubers. So probably going to see indicative of what happened last round. Just both teams just taking it nice and slow.
Yeah, we could see that. I mean, Elmo is up on scout, so that's good for a not stalemate kind of perspective. They are looking to defend this as well. Suspect does go down to the Sticky Trap of Enrith, and Elmo's found a lot of damage. We'll take a lot of spam there, but we'll pick up Vanna. That's a good trade, and the Uber has been forced out. We'll force out the Uber then again for Elo Assassins, and that's probably going to be it for the time being until that Uber wears off. Yul did die, and here comes Geo coming in again, and taking a whole buttload of damage. Jesus, sorry, Seth, not Geo. I misread that actually. I was wondering why he was on Soldier.
Locke was doing really well there. Like, he drew so many players behind, and like, he goes down there, but he jumped in like through choke and then round the back of Sue, and like all the players turned around there from the Hardies. Like, he bought his team a lot of time here. Yeah, maybe not enough to salvage his mid, but you know, he still did good work. Like, he meant that they weren't pushing forward straight away. It meant his team was able to back away from the damage and like not get like piped on.
Yeah, it was a really nice aggressive Uber there from the Hardies, so they did so well. Picked up that early frag, and then once the Uber exchange was finished, Seth jumped in, did a bunch more damage as well. Really well played. But Seth will actually go down there to a Sticky Trap on the pipe there, so that's really nice here for Elo Assassins. There was the pause. Pause went past. Don't really know exactly why it was. No player disconnected.
And, it was lagging.
Oh, okay, lagging. My bad. But yeah, so we'll see Hardies move back to mid. And just build up that Uber charge, make sure they've got it all ready. Don't want to, they had that Uber charge ready. Sorry, my HUD's actually a little bit messed up, but it's even Ubers. And we'll be waiting to see which team wants to push, and that I would assume now will be Elo Assassins after picking up Geo.
Yeah, we should see the Uber coming out from Elo Assassins, maybe
They're
trying to
take their time though. I'm really surprised. I guess they'll probably try to do a soldier jump now and try to force something, because by the time they move through now, Geo will pretty much be up and running. I guess they wanted to heal up a bit, but now they realise that they've missed their chance, missed their opportunity, and maybe potentially a scout on Protest mid isn't that important for pushing into, because, or for defending rather, just because there's just so much in terms of choke points that the explosive class is way more important for this push than a scout would be.
Yeah, and we do see Hardies trying to take position in
okay.
IT.
Oh wow, that's two very quick frags actually. Seth and Geo both going down. That's huge.
The Uber though does come out from
Assassins. Okay, I actually missed that again with my HUD being plugged. I didn't actually quite catch that.
Two players from Uber is pretty good here because they can just leapfrog this point straight away.
I would actually be very surprised if the Hardies didn't try to defend it. They've got the Uber, they know their players will be spawning very quickly, they don't actually have to back out here, and this is exactly what they're doing. Zaka moving straight in. Enrith will go down though, and Zaka's not really been able to get anything else. Pretty underwhelming Uber so far. Lock did a lot of work on that backline, just stalling out the rest of the players, and here comes the rest of Elo Assassins jumping in now. Varna doing a lot of damage, Yule as well doing plenty, and here the bomb from Seth trying to find something, anything won't be enough, and it's only Geo trying to wrap around behind now. Elmo's waiting by their RT to try and figure out something. They've actually found the med. Can he get on him? No, he cannot. Body blocked actually by Susurus. Not allowed.
Yeah, great work by that soldier there, just locking down those players behind and making sure they couldn't do anything with that Uber. Yeah,
that was Lock. He did very well there. And actually, Geo does find him trying to get aggressive onto. Oh, sorry, trying to get aggressive, sorry. Not aggressive per se, because Gio's so far behind, already walking around the enemy team's lobby, trying to waste their time trying to force them back or something. And Zaka will go for a bomb, won't find it, and will go down to the stickies of Yule. Oh god, that was a bit of a misplay there, getting a bit too far forward. Enrith does take down Yule, and Geo takes down Susurus as well. So Gio's still doing work behind, and Steph's trying to get around behind as well, but won't really be able to find anything. So this is just a bit of a mess right now, mild clusterfuck if you will.
We just see Geo behind on the back lines.
Still,
he's at mid, and we see Vanny V, your boy, taking position on second. He's going for a nice jump here, getting a good rocket on Seth, but not able to really get anything with it. Oh, he gets piped. He gets rocketed, I mean, but he gets roasted by Seth there. Nice little rocket there, and they're able to pick up the secure on Vanny, but Geo does go down. But there's no soldiers for Elo Assassins here, and the Uber does come out from them. Probably trying to get something, and Enrith is here, but no, he's going to get out with his life. And
oh, but Zaka might die. Zaka going to take out my Susurus, but he will trade the frag, so it's totally fine. And we actually will see the Hardies trying to move out to defend this. They should be able to do this pretty easily, honestly, with a lot of damage being pumped out. Seth takes down Yule, and Elmo takes down Ohai, so it's only 3 players left alive for the Elo Assassin squad.
Yeah, good work by the Hardies here. They've got like a 10% Uber advantage, probably more because Doge hasn't been healing at all, so there's gonna be a big Uber advantage, most likely. Well, not most likely, there's gonna be a big Uber advantage for Hardies here, so they should be second, and if they know they've got this ad, they'll probably get last off it, if they're quick with it. But most likely we're just gonna see a stock standard
defense. NG is going up, Sniper is coming out for Susurus, so yeah, we could see a bit of time spent here by both teams, just stalling it out, seeing if they can force the other team into a mistake, which is, I guess technically the optimal play, but here we go. Hardy's actually moving straight in with this. I really like this. Nice and aggressive. They should take down the sentry pretty early, but actually not going for it. They're taking down Varna, but the sentry is still alive. Finally goes down. They do have a player advantage though, and the scout is on the point, doing a lot of damage now. Only the Uber will come out actually for Elo Assassin, so this might be going fine for red. Players are scattering now for the blue team, moving around. No frags as of yet. Ohai will go down, getting a bit too far forward, and Seth down lock. That was a huge frag, and that'll actually pretty much secure it. So really nice splitting up there from the Hardies. Just the moment that Uber came out, they totally went all opposite directions. One player went behind, one player went out to the crates on the side by near lobby. 2 players backed out to ramp. It was just very well played.
Yeah, beautiful work by them being able to back off and stay alive and come back into it. Putty did great work there. I saw him jumping around all over last and able to keep his life for it. We just see another mid here between these two teams. Both teams just filling it out once again. The soldiers from Elo Assassin jumping, taking the high ground. We do see the counter jump coming out now from the Hardies, and they do have better position here, so this should be a mid going in. We do see Elmo coming in here, being a big distraction for his team and getting out some huge damage as well, and this should be the mid, definitely going towards the Hardies, because that was great work by Elmo. He got in and he kept his life for it as well. He got in.
Oh my god, and with the huge jump. Emrith just finishing off Doge, and Hawk with the final frag. That was a very convincing mid. And getting the meds so late as well means that they'll have that Uber charge ripe and ready, rather, for pushing to last, honestly. Like, I would be very surprised. I mean, Doja's still down, so there will be no way, realistically speaking, that Eel Assassins will be able to hold on to the second point.
Yeah, he's not going to be wagging his tail after that one, that's for sure. But we should see the second point going the way of the Hardies here, most likely. We might maybe see some jumps coming out, but I think Eel Assassins is going to keep themselves resigned to last. We see Uber coming out now from the Hardies onto last.
Wow. Yeah.
The sentry in that back right, they know it's there. Alright, picks it up and moves it. But we do see only second just being capped up now.
Yeah, it was pretty aggressive. It was worked fine. They did pick up 2 frags off the back of that. And they'll pick up a third now with Ohai going down and Zaka getting really nice and aggressive onto the combo. There's no room for them to go. There were players in front of them, players behind them, players to the right of them. There was just nothing they could have done. So really, really nice early Uber that Eel Assassins just weren't ready for.
It certainly feels like the Hardies kind of found their groove in this map now.
Yeah, there we go. It's taken them a little bit of time, but they've figured it out.
Took them a while to get warmed up, but now they're erect and ready for play, I guess you could say. But we do see them coming back again. We do see another mid between these two teams. The height being taken now. Big jump in, front putty here. Good rockets onto Lock there, and good follow-up damage from his demo man, who's going to deny him being able to counter jump that high ground. And Soldiers coming in, Varna just trying to get a bit of space here, and bit of damage being up, but good stickies from Yule there, taking down Enrith, and Elmo going down. So this is going to be mid for Elo Assassins. Good damage from the demo man there, getting his stickies connecting with the enemy faces.
With a nice 2-shot onto Ohai there, actually. We'll give them a chance to move in. They've got a Scout and a Soldier, which is actually really going to be really good against the demo med. However, they do have the Uber charge ready, so Elo Assassins get the med, have to pop theirs, so this is totally fine. Hawk is still dead, but Geo might actually pick up Doge. Huge shot. Geo is going massive right now. He can't finish off Yule, but Yule is still alive. Cool get taken down there by Zaka, and Seth is now in. The reinforcements are here, but I don't think it'll necessarily be enough. Actually, no, wait. Nice shots hit by Elmo, and it's a Scout v demo. This is the final one, and a huge bite from Enrith. Okay, that was actually absurd.
That was some tangy meat shots by Geo, though. Like that was great work by him.
It was huge. I thought with the way spawns would work that Elo Assassins would eventually come out the top with it, but it went honestly a lot closer than I thought it would. And now here come Hardies. They're actually moving in already, and we'll be able to take position before Elo Assassins will.
They're certainly not going to give this up for free, and we're going to just have to. They're going to have to see an early pick coming out, or else they're going to have to back off this. Most likely, I think the Hardies will. Yeah, and Elo Assassin's going to just keep their hold on this mid. They have a minor Uber advantage. Could they be on the critical Krieg?
I don't believe they are. No, they're just on regular med.
No, yep. Uber, meta. Usually, regular Uber between the two teams, they've just got a sizable advantage here. So maybe they're going to move off it.
Yeah, I'm a bit surprised. I'm surprised with how passive Hardies are playing. I know that the Uber charge is very slightly in the. I guess maybe they assume the Uber charge advantage is a bit more in favor of Elo Assassins, but they're not playing around sewer at all. I feel like I'm surprised they're not really taking that at all, because this could give a nice avenue for entry here for Elo Assassins. They're not choosing to take it. They're playing a bit passive as well, just trying to get their Uber up and then looking to move straight through choke. Actually, here comes
we do see big bomb coming in from Lock.
No way!
Dropped! Get absolutely roasted, Red Hawk. See you later, dude.
And now they've got that Uber charge ready, and they will get forced off, but that's fine. Ohai will go down though, but surely Seth is going to die? He is dancing around like it's nobody's business. He can't find a frag. My throat is dying, actually.
That was a huge bomb in by Lock, though. I guess, great job getting that drop on Red Hawk, means that his team's going to be able to come in, but they are losing players coming on this second. Great defense coming out from the Hardies here. Just the demo man connecting his pipes and stickies, and he's going to be able to defend this huge damage.
He won't be able to
comes in
long
and
enough,
zones Hawk out of one door, and he goes down as well to Sorceress.
That was they just overstayed their welcome, honestly. Like they got it was nice by Seth wasting time out in sewer, allowed for them to trade some frags out a bit closer to the point. But then once he died, they just overstayed their welcome. But Zaka doing so much damage. Seth as well, combined soldier action, taking down 2-3 players now for Elo Assassins. And Yule with a nice pipe will actually even that player advantage out. But they're still going to back out. They've got Uber, they're just going to wait for their spawns. No reason to rush it. But looks like Hardies might want to try and force them early, which would be a really nice play if they can do it. Oh god, Varna just barely surviving around that corner. They do.
Yeah, we got
They
that
forced
Uber
the
being forced out now.
Was a huge play because now they can't use it. They can't use it on the last. If they get enough frags, it won't matter. But they've only got an Elmo so far, and they can't really get anything more. So that was honestly massive play by the Hardies. Really smart as well.
Yeah, good work by them being able to keep themselves alive. And they're picking up 2 from Elo Assassins, or 3 now for their troubles. This is going really well for the Hardies here. Like, their players is able to stay alive even when they're on very minimal slivers of health.
Yeah, they just played really well coordinated for the most part. This map, really impressed with their pushes out of last have been really effective. They just have they seem to be a lot more aware, I guess, than Elo Assassins. Like, Elo Assassins were not ready for that push at all. They got totally blindsided by it and got totally punished as well. And they've got Hardies got a nice advantage, moving in through sewer right now. Gio taking a lot of damage though, getting absolutely mulched. He won't die though. Nice dodging towards the end there.
Yeah, we do see a team fight going on here on this mid. Bit of spam being traded between the teams. No players down though. We do see players, one being traded each, and we do see Enrith going down there, and Red Hawk. This should be a mid here for Elo Assassins, but Hardy's taking a team fight, and it's only going to be Seth alive now. So this is definitely going to be mid going the way of...
He's not. He tries. He tries really hard. Yeah, no, honestly, I think that came down to the fact that Elo Assassins, Hardies just didn't take advantage of the height on mid. The Elo Assassin's soldiers were allowed to just sit up top and spam down for way too long. And they got heaps of damage out, were able to bounce players around into positions they didn't want to be in, and totally destroyed them. Actually, nice scout combo there, Gio and Elmo taking down Ohai, the 2v1. But Yule will finish off Elmo and tries to finish off Enrith as well. He will just barely live. Seth does trade with Varna, to take down Varna rather, but Zaka goes down for it, so a bit of a trade there.
Yeah, we do see spam being traded here over second between these two teams. And big Uber advantage for Doge here.
Yeah, that's huge. This is should be a successful push. There's no sentry. There is a heavy up, but actually Gio going down as well should make it really easy, forcing everyone inside spawn. Scout on point, perfectly done. No way that Hardies can defend that. And with 7.5 minutes left, it's 3-2. This is still anyone's game. Yeah, I mean, I felt like the process could certainly go the way of Elo Assassins, and they're bringing it. It's still in the Hardies' favour, but it's certainly close.
Certainly, and we do see another move between these two teams.
Yeah, I'll take that. Yeah, sure. Zaka is jumping over top, trying to get a bit of damage done. Gets a nice shot into Varna. Will be jumping around. Varna is pretty low, having to back out a fair bit. Lots of damage pumped down onto this Elo Assassins team, and Gio and Seth take the first 2 frags. Yule and Ohai down. 3 players down now. Elo Assassins jump coming in, trying to take down that med. Really nice surf there. That was ridiculously good surf from Doge, but will it be enough? The players chasing him. He is actually fairly low, 122, just picks up the health pack, and Elmo is still behind him. If he hits the shots, he lives. If he doesn't, he dies. This is it. Elmo comes out with the bash. There it is. Boston Basher finishing him off. Trademark move. And that's, again, another really convincing mid. Hawk did die, so there will be no Uber advantage here for the Hardies. But Enrith is still just taking frags. Elmo as well. They're just getting in their faces. No respect shown here by the Hardies. Elmo finally goes down. But it's still second point in the favour of the Hardies.
Yeah, and with 5 minutes on the clock, if they're able to pull another round out of there, if they're able to secure another round here, this could be
that'll make it
nail in the coffin.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's, and they can just stall it out. They can just park the bus. I hate saying that. Well, I hate the phrase just because it brings back so many bad memories. Anyone who watched what was that ESCA game? The really awful Snakewater one. We went to stalemate after stalemate. I can't remember which teams.
Can't think of it, unfortunately.
It was disgusting. But yeah, ever since that, I haven't seen a really bad stalemate game in a fair while. That was one that really triggered some bad memories. But here comes the push. No stalemating here. We're moving straight in. Sentry will go down really nice and early. Uber's still got plenty of time to pick off Lock, but Gio does go down, so still even players on the board. But lots of damage getting pumped down into the Elo Assassins team. Doge down, Sussurus down, Varna down, Ohai and Yule all cleaned up. And that's 4-2. 5 minutes to go. This is going to be a really tall order now for Elo Assassins.
Certainly, and we do see another mid coming out between these two teams. So, hopefully, maybe Elo Assassins can put some more rounds on the board. But it seems like this map's definitely going to be going the way of the Hardies right now. But hey, it's anyone's game. Anything can happen. Yeah,
I mean, don't really necessarily know. Again, 5 minutes is still plenty of time to get 2 rounds if you roll through on mids, but it looks like Hardies wants to be doing the rolling so far on these mid fights. Lots of damage coming up onto the Elo Assassins. No frags as of yet. Ivana will be first to drop, and moving across mid now. Elo Assassins getting totally mulched, actually. Here come the Hardies. Lots of damage. Zaka with the big bomb finishes off Doge. Ohai is the only one to pick up a frag so far for their team. He's dancing around inside sewers, not going to get another. Nearly finished off Zaka. One more hit would have done it, but unable to do so. And yeah, again, another dominating performance on these mid fights. Just way more coordinated, the Hardies seem. I guess that was expected, the coordination, but I thought that, Elo Assassins would have been able to win a couple more of the DM fights, but they've just been getting absolutely dominated these last few mids.
Yeah, and we should see this round once again going the way of the Hardies. I'd expect with that full Uber advantage, there's no reason for them not to be able to secure this round.
Yeah, I mean, 4-2 with 3.5 minutes to go is difficult, but 5-2 is actually downright impossible. Here comes the Uber charge, moving in, sentry down, again, nice and early, and they've still got plenty of time for that Uber to putting out a lot of damage, and that top right okay, goes down, Varna goes down as well, Geo the only death so far, and here they come, moving out behind, Scout and Soldier moving in, on top of Lock, can they finish him off easily? Sassuris is alive, he did a fair bit of damage there, but, 3v1, it's going to be extraordinarily hard pressed to manage that, and just, again, like these Uber versus no pushes, being executed so well by the Hardies. They get the sentry down really early. They get some players. They manage to pick off at least one player in their Uber, and then afterwards they just use their player advantage to wrap around and overwhelm the enemy team. So really effective use of that Uber charge moving into last.
Yeah, another mid between these two teams now. Height being taken by the Hardies here, and good collapsing on the aggression by Elo Assassins, but Elo Assassins do pick up 2 for their trouble.
We'll be losing a few more, just the damage is too much. That it is actually a 2v2. Sorry, I didn't kind of realize that so many players died for the Hardies. I thought it was a bit closer, a bit more in their favor, but Zaka is on full health, going to be moving in, body blocked there by Sassuris, not going to be able to find anything. He can nearly finishes off Sassuris. Down, I think, 6 HP, but unable to do so. And that's, yeah, there we go. Hardies, so Elo Assassin's taking a mid. Going to be trying to make this a bit more of a respectable scoreline. 2 minutes 20, not enough to win the map, but certainly enough to take a round, or even 2, just to make it a bit closer and potentially give them some momentum moving into the next map.
Certainly, we're going to hopefully see them take a round off this, but Ubers are relatively even, and we have Elmo and Sniper picks up
that was disgusting. And another one on Devana. That's two headshots in a row. Massive work from him. And a Lock going to go down as well. So only 3 players left alive here for Elo Assassin, going to be moving out as pretty far and pretty fast. Actually, not fast enough. They kind of decided to stick around, but Sassuris was nowhere near them, so I'm not really too sure what they wanted to do there. Ohai going to actually take that frag. Finish off Geo. Won't be living though. Just making space for his med to get out. Doge survives on 100 HP, so he'll be fine. And does have a slight Uber advantage, but it's only 7... Well, actually, he hasn't even been healing as much as Hawk, so it's actually going to be overtaken by Hawk now. So that what was an Uber advantage is pretty much gone by the wayside. And we do have Elmo still up on that sniper, but as you can see, that's certainly not to their detriment. He has been hitting shots.
Yeah, well, it's a minute and a half on the clock now, so Nell's really in the coffin. So they're playing for.
It's sick frag time. Some people call it dead time, but I mean, you hit your best middies in this time.
Yeah, it's what makes it a frag movie.
Geo will go down pretty early. Varna's pretty low after this Uber ends. It's still going the way of Elo Assassins though. All the frags going their way. Zaka and Seth last 2 alive. Zeph will be trying to wrap around behind to try and find something, but Locke is very aware of that. Not going to find anything. Actually, Zaka did pick up Sassuris. I kind of wrote him off there because he was so low. But he managed to hit a nice final rocket there. And Geo trying to get spawn camped actually nearly dies to the sticky trap, but that wasn't set up quite enough. And we do see the trade coming out. Geo gets taken down, but Elmo picks up Varna, picks up Lock as well with a body shot. So double body shot coming in. Seth finishes off Doge, so no heals coming in for this Elo Assassin squad. Elmo does die. Scout running in nice and aggressive. Zaka trying to do what he can, but Yul with a nice pipes finishing him off as well. So again, both meds did die, so it's still going to be difficult moving into last. Actually, I mean, with the spawns the way they are, it's
they're not going to get it. It's
only
like 5 seconds on the clock.
Oh,
actually, GG's been called. They just like do it. They're doing it for kicks, doing it for the cap points.
Yeah, it's always in the cast at the end. Sorry, I thought it was like 30 seconds ago. I hadn't pressed tab in a little while, and I was like, oh, I was excited for the prospect of another Elo Assassins round right at the very tail end of this, but yeah, you're right, wasn't to be. And 5-2, a pretty look, it's a pretty dominating scoreline. It was kind of, I was surprised at the differences in play over the course of the map. Like, you had some moments where the Hardies just kind of looked, I wouldn't say lost, but they weren't coordinated. They were just kind of just kind of playing, and it was getting a bit messy. Like, there was a period of play. Look, it worked out for them ultimately, but boy, did it. I was surprised that it did, where Geo was just hanging around behind the Elo Assassins for, I think it was like a solid minute and a half, honestly. Like, he was just wasting so much of their time. But they weren't necessarily coordinated, and I feel like Elo Assassins did as best they could at capitalizing on it. When players behind, players not necessarily on the same page, were able to isolate them, pick them off for the most part. But when Hardies were actually kind of paying attention and coordinated, just they completely demolished Elo Assassins. Those mids, they were just dominating for the most part. And yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised by the scoreline, but I'm surprised, I guess, the fashion of it, how very different each round was, realistically speaking.
Yeah, I certainly agree, but sorry to cut you off, but I'm going to have to unfortunately step out for tonight's cast. We do have Dreamboat coming in to fill in for me. Hey, are you with us, Dreamboat?
Good evening, good morning. Yeah, I'm here. This is sort of an interesting situation. On Dr. Orders, I'm not supposed to be casting, but
I was about to bring that up.
The draw of Smithsonian, your aroma is just too strong. I had to show up for you.
I think I put on deodorant today. I'm pretty sure I did, so I'm not sure why that would be.
Well,
I don't smell that bad, do I?
I'm sure you smell absolutely fantastic. Yeah, that was a game.
It was a game.
I do want to. Here's the big problem I had. I got a critique for you and Oxy's casting.
Yes.
You don't know your NA stuff. The fact that you forgot that the Snakewater game, we are on Snakewater, that the awful stalemate was EVL Gaming versus Bird Noises.
I knew EVL was
unforgettable.
But I couldn't remember who the opponent was.
Yes, it was Yomps
Heavy
I would
sitting up forget, top. To be perfectly honest, it's not something I enjoy remembering. It was truly a disgusting play of this wonderful game.
It was a Yomps Brass Beast on top with a rando engineer that just was causing issues there. So hopefully we don't see that there, because I don't want to have to cast that again. That's right, I was the caster for that.
Actually, I didn't realize you were involved with that. Oh god, I feel very sorry for you. And fingers crossed you don't get anything like that ever again in your entire life.
Well, I immediately went and it got posted on Reddit, right? And in my shitposty manner, I immediately did the only thing I could think to do.
Remember that now.
Say that this shit never happened in Australia. Why did I leave? So apparently, I never left. I'm back. Hi guys.
I knew you would. I never had a doubt in my mind. I never thought you were gone from us forever. You're up way too often at like 2 a.m. to be able to, resist the temptation.
I mean, I'm usually not. Here's the thing. Like, I have a class in what time is it? It's 3 a.m. right now. So I have a class in 6.5 hours.
You say that, but I feel like it's pretty much every other day when we're in Slack and it's 9 p.m. our time, and you respond to a message and everyone's like, "Why the fuck are you awake?"
Hey, family show, come on.
Sorry, I do apologize. I think that's my second strike for the night.
I was like, wow, I was completely blown away sitting in chat. I hear you just rattle one of these off. Yeah, I might have to get Fosum in here.
Ugh, oh god, please no.
No one wants that, yeah. But we actually have everybody in the server now. And there is going to be some changes now that Oxy's out and I'm here. Most importantly, like, looking down these rosters, it's Putty, it's Geo, and it's Cookie. I don't know what these guys are calling them.
I mean, Putty has been known as Zaka for, I'd say honestly, about like 6 seasons now. So I think you should give him the new name. You didn't even really know him as Putty. You only called him Putty because everyone else called him Putty. He was always Zaka from when you were casting.
We are live, but he is still my little putty cat. I will never say that again. That just sounds awkward. But Huel's there a little bit faster, hits Enrith with the early sticky. Enrith actually has not output any damage so far early on this mid. It is still early, though. And now we actually have Seth getting aggressive into the kitchen, picked off by Locke. And that's so far the only casualty. You'd think the Hardies would move forward a little bit more off that, but they're just sort of waiting here, seeing what comes in, and now it's Zaka bombing in. Doesn't manage to catch the medic, and somehow the Hardies are actually just going to back out off of that. I don't mind, it was actually Seth that died. I don't know what I'm saying.
Well,
it's
no,
early.
Seth died first. Seth was one in the kitchen, which is just a risky play. You know, sometimes if you get yourself isolated, you just killed really easily. Zaka went for a bomb on the med, and just unluckily, the scout ate the full damage of the second rocket, and no splash damage was transferred there. But here comes the Uber coming in. Seth tries to get on the med, doesn't quite manage it. Varna will go down though, so it's still even plays, even trades. No Ubers forced off or anything, and it will just be straight up last hold now for the Hardies.
And I apologize in advance if I start coughing or crying, just because I am technically like in some pain here medically, but I'm doing anything I can just to be with you guys. So hopefully I don't hurt myself any more than I already have. But yeah, we just had that good old-fashioned stalemate. You know, Elmo's up on the engineer.
I would not be surprised at all to see Susser suicide into sniper. I think that's very
actually,
likely.
We've got Locke going in there. He actually does a lot of damage to Red Hawk too.
Yeah, I guess he was going for the force, but I mean, it's a bit difficult to get a solo force as a soldier when you don't actually know where the medic is, and that's what he was going for. And Seth actually goes for tries to get the revenge suicide on, and gets a lot more damage out onto Doge. I think he was on about 40 HP, but can't get that final rocket.
Oh my god, Elmo!
That's disgusting. If that had worked, I would have. I don't necessarily know what I would have done, but it wouldn't have been pretty. That was disgusting.
It was an adventure, and that's what I feel like every time that we get Elmo in a server. It's an adventure. He walks into a lobby, tries to throw a level 3 down. That's the adventure. It doesn't quite work out.
He's like a Bender Light with better DM. And
now we actually have these Ubers exchanged, swapped out here in upper lobby, throwing them around. It's going to be a little bit more flashing on the side of ELO Assassins, but it's Zaka who gets pinned. Vanny is in a precarious position. He will be caught out by Seth, but the push is coming in on the other side of the point. ELO Assassins moved in through that right side. They've done some damage to Elmo, but it's the pinch. Seth coming in there, picks up Susurrus, picks up Ohai, and Locke. 3 huge picks, and that's not all. There's an Elmo in behind who's going to just collapse on that medic with the scout. That's a full wipe. The Hardies doing all kinds of work there in that fight.
The Hardies did very well at the start. Uber flashing meant that they kept all their players alive while keeping Zaka locked inside. Got a free frag off that. But then they tried to wrap around, and Seth saw that coming perfectly, wrapped around behind with them, and that 3k on the back of them just totally opened it up for his team. So really well played by Seth, honestly.
And now the Hardies are moving back here into this mid. They've done some damage, pressured them back. But there is quite a bit of stick around here from ELO Assassins. They want to give it up. Elmo's going to run right in their 2-shot lock, and that should make them back off. Although, Cookie, he could get caught there. There's a lot of forward pressure here. I'd just like to see ELO just back off here.
Yeah, and they will do that. They don't have any Uber or anything to defend that middle point with. Hawk does have his fully recharged, so they're going to be looking to use this into second almost certainly. Getting pretty aggressive, Zaka will jump up and take not much damage actually. He actually does a lot of work pushing them out, and ELO Assassin just said, stuff this. We don't have the Uber charge. We actually can't afford to lose this, but they will pick up Zaka, so that will be a nice way of delaying the enemy team. Or as I thought.
But the Uber is popped in here. Geo's just rolling forward. Now the forces come out. Hawk in a bit of trouble. So are the rest of the Hardies. Elmo's the first casualty. Enrith down here as well. And Hawk, he's alone. Okay, Geo might find him. Geo is going to get one shot to save him. Not enough to get him the second save. Hawk goes down. Doge still up. That means that the Uber will be coming up here. But let's look and see where Geo's going. He's just sort of juking around. He could open up for back cap. No, he's just going to sit back on the point, give up that attempt, and try and delay here. And by delaying, he gives his life to the god of Yule.
Yeah, Hardy's just trying to rush in and try to get that med before he gets the Uber. They weren't quite there in time. I think he actually got one shot onto him before he got the Uber as well, but it wasn't quite enough. They mistimed it by a matter of seconds. And it worked out really well in ELO Assassin's favor because the Hardies were so out of position. They were way too far forward to be able to counter that Uber at all. They could not back out. They just had to try and fight what they could, and it did not work out for them. And yeah, Doge with that full Uber charge ready again to just wait for all their players to get healed up, get there, and be moving into mid in just a second.
He's got to be careful though. There is an Elmo sniper. That is a very dangerous threat. He already picked off Vanny. earlier. We'll see. Actually, he's just gonna get run at by Cookie. Cookie's gonna mow him down. The Uber is popped off here. Zaka's in behind. Actually, as is Seth, so they can get a little collapse here. Pick off Ohai. They're gonna do that. Pick off Cicerus as well. Putty has gone down. Seth is still out there behind, and now Geo's contesting the point with Enrith. This is working very good. Vanny jumping forward. He can't get Geo. He gets absolutely annihilated there. And now Ewell's going to get caught. It's just Doge alone, and he's running back into Seth. That's not what you want to run into.
The soldier plays there from the Hardies was incredible. That double soldier wraparound play worked so well. Took so much of the attention away from that point and forced all of the fragging classes of Elo Assassins off it, allowing the rest of the Hardies to come back in. And they kept on getting frags as well. I mean, Geo just picked up Sussers, and that's allowed them to move into this last point, really.
They do drop Seth early. Luck bombs forward, gets picked off by Geo. Now the Uber's popped out here. They grab Ohai. They should be able to clean up on the rest of ELO. If Pendum in the corner, they're just edging the point. And there is. That's round 1.
This was ELO Assassin's pick, so hopefully they'll be able to. They certainly had some good moments in that, but honestly, it's just the defensive play that I've been most impressed with Hardies. The way they mind game the other team and force them in positions they don't want to be. It's been really effective this game so far.
Oh, now we're back in the next mid. Enrith and Ewell haven't really connected with each other. Enrith now actually hits a nice one into the face of his demo counterpart. And now here's a big opening bomb from Seth getting right in behind there. And it's actually Putty coming in to follow up. They've only dropped one. Putty is actually still okay. He's doing a lot of work, putting some pressure in here. He should be cleaned up. Actually, he's on top of a demo man. How is he still alive? And he actually, what?
Oh my god.
How are all these frags? Vanna and Ewell are down. Lock now as well, and the Hardies are going to win this just off the fact that Zaka was able to stay alive so long.
Yeah, that was a misplay. Maybe it was miscommunication, because I mean, I think it was Ewell was like standing right behind, right in front of him for about like 4 or 5 seconds without turning around to do any damage. I mean, arguably when you're a demo, you don't want to be distracted by that sort of thing, but it was a free frag for him that he really should have picked up. However, yeah, again, Elo Assassins, they didn't capitalize. They got that early frag on the Steph. Steph actually overjumped, missed his target, and got cleaned up really easily, but then just played too passive. They just waited, and they took way too long, took way too much damage, and just got totally mulched at the end by a combination of Enrith and Zaka.
Oh, now the bomb coming forward right on top of Red Hawk. He has to force there. It's actually got Uber popped out by Doge. So it's not at the end of the world there for Hardies, but you know, it's not great. And there's Cookie in behind. He can actually pick up Red Hawk. How does he do it?
Okay, that I was about to say, looking really good again for the Hardies. They were going to be able to clean up that scout, etc. However, he manages to pick up Hawk before he dies. That is massive play, and they're going to be moving in now. However, onto the med, lots of damage done. Can he surf away? Doge with the surf onto the truck, still alive, dancing around. Can Seth finish him off? He goes for the equalizer. He finishes him off with the escape plan, rather. Massive from Seth. Oh my god, I did not expect that to happen. I thought for sure Doge after that surf was going to live. Seth had nothing loaded. He was dead. But dead to rights, really, but no one came to help the med. Oh my god.
Poor little Red Hawk. Now Cookie or Cicerus, sorry, trying to go for another one. Gets stopped by Geo this time. That's the former Jasmine T Pocket. Looking pretty good on Scout here, I must say, and he's running right in there. Actually eats a rocket from Vanna, so not quite as good. You know, it's what is it, like caster curse?
Yeah, you can never praise a player, you can never praise a team for doing something particularly well, because you know that the next round they're going to mess it up. You know that immediately after you say that, they're going to mess something up.
Well, now
how it goes.
Cookie,
we actually see Sussrus,
yeah.
Getting
aggressive snipe.
He doesn't quite manage it. We will see actually the Uber. Oh god, that was quick. You guys, sorry.
Oh wow, yeah, the Uber popped right in there. It's jumping into a sentry gun. They haven't cleaned it up. The gun is still alive, still doing work. And you know, this isn't the NA. Oh my god, the gun killed him. Ohai died to his own gun.
God,
the gun has done a lot of work here, though, and it's actually done a good job of forcing people out. Now it's going to be Hawk and Enra starting to walk in here at the end. They've done a complete wrap. They're trapping off the point. He's doing a lot of good damage here. I don't know if this is the right call. He's in. That
was not a good serve. He tried for it, but he kind of got blocked off by that little corrugated iron slant there. Yeah, no, Ohai with that sentry, healing it up, keeping it healed for so long, wasting so much time. Even though he died, it just did so much work and prevented the Hardies from being able to actually take position moving in on the last after that Uber was gone. So really effective there. And I guess maybe misplay from Hardy is not really coordinating taking that sentry early enough.
Yeah, no, it's just gonna be falling back. Elmo, no, he's gonna juke that rocket. I thought he was actually gonna eat one, get taken out there. That would have been a brutal way for him to go out. No, he's just falling back, playing passive. They gave up mid. Now we got another stalemate here. Unless actually, it looks like ELO want to go on.
They have the Uber, so they can certainly do this, especially if they get really aggressive to counteract this sniper, and it looks like they're doing that pretty quickly. And it looks like they're going to take down Seth. Oh my gosh, take down Seth really, really nice and early. So that's gets me the point again to them. Elmo taking down Locke. I was about to say Sussurus getting into a nice position, moving forward, but he's backed out onto Banana now. But it is even Ubers now, moving in. Again, we might see stalemate if they don't get forced out straight away, but I was wrong. And it's quick, nice quick action.
It's fast. They gotta go fast. It's Elmo picking off Anna. Yul and Ohio are also down here in this fight as well. Susurus trying to keep his metal alive, and it's Geo gonna be getting the best of him with Seth. They actually get another one. Doge picks off Seth.
That might be enough.
Geo running at him. That should be enough because Vanny's down there to keep him alive.
That actually could potentially have saved his life. You know, a soldier jumping at you, he can move a lot faster than the scout running, so it could have changed the story there. But they still have to defend from this oncoming push.
I'm not gonna lie, on this push I had a mini heart attack, which I'll inform you as to why in a little bit, as they are still actually looking for kills. The scout's doing a good job, and it's actually gonna be Cookie to get the kill. Geo trades him out as Susurus going down. But a heart attack because my tracers glitched. I guess I had a stutter or something, and it looked like a spray of heavy bullets going lower, and I'm like, oh my god, they didn't put another Helmo on Helmo heavy on top of the point. I got very scared.
Look, that is an absolutely a Elmo play. I'm sure he watched that match and took some pointers off it. So you know, we could see some more intentional stalemating coming out if he chooses to pull the heavy out. And actually, wow, Sussurus getting really aggressive, just destroys Seth in upper lobby. That was I didn't know he find that frag.
Speaking of Elmo plays, he's on spy. He's right near them. They totally heard that. Elmo, you are not Zaka. You cannot get away with that.
Yeah, that was underwhelming. I've got to say, no, not the best of spy players. He can pull it out when it you know, he's made it work before, but certainly not effective that time. Actually, Sussurus getting really aggressive. Can he hit a shot? He hits one finally and does force the Uber off, but it doesn't really change much.
He should have just dropped Red Hawk, absolutely right there. Speaking of dropping it, Geo gets dropped in the Uber, which is not, I mean, what he wants. Vanna will clean up Red Hawk. That's going to keep the meds on the field here for ELO Assassins, which means that they might actually be able to convert this into a round. They're going to have a big Uber advantage. They've got number advantages, so they should get second for free and should be in a position to push the last full Uber.
Elmo! Oh my gosh, that is massive. That is going to totally turn, well, not turn the tides per se, but certainly give Hardies a lot more breathing room to work with on this hold. They'll have a massive Uber advantage. It's going to be about 30% by the time Doge spawns and starts healing someone. So really, really huge play from Elmo, honestly.
That is absolutely unacceptable from ELO Assassins. How do you let... I mean, it is Elmo. He's a pretty slippery guy, but how do you let Elmo get in like that on your medic and kill him when, like, you've pretty much converted the round at that point as long as you keep Doge alive?
Yeah, I think there were like 3 fragging classes around him too, so yeah, it was pretty unacceptable, but it is what it is, and Hawk has a gigantic Uber advantage holding on. They do have Elmo again up on that sniper, so they're looking to hold on to it. Actually, he might be potentially going back to scout. They might choose to use this Uber, and that looks like what they're going to do. Really not like this potential aggressive play. Actually, they do. Here they go. They forced it out through Banana. They actually wasted a lot of time getting onto this point. You will go down there, and that's going to be really hard now for ELO Assassins to defend this. But the backup attempt is happening, and can he do it? Can he make it? No, Seth finishes lock off on the backup. Not quite going to be enough, but the health is so low here for the Hardies. But only 2 left alive now for ELO Assassins.
I think we need to give a massive shout out to the projectile classes on ELO. Sorry, as Zaki gets right in there, he gets just saved by Susurus. But the projectiles, Hawk was getting so juggled in the lobby there that when he popped his Uber out, he was still just getting, you know, levitated by pipes, levitated by rockets. There was nowhere he could go.
I didn't think the Uber was going to work because of that.
Well, now ELO, they're moving back into this mid. Oh, and Lock Craters. Seth sent them sky high. And now Elmo, he might clean up Cookie here. It's an interesting fight. If Elmo can hit something, which he can't, and now Geo and Seth are down. So there is an Elmo in behind.
Yeah, but Doge does have the fully recharged. They can honestly just choose to ignore this, push in, destroy the combo with the Uber, and Locke is actually going to challenge Elmo right out of spawn, not committing to it though, knowing that he can just waste time or change classes to restore his health, etc. Knowing he always has that advantage. And yeah, there we go. Rest of the assassins realizing, you know what, screw this, we don't have to deal with this, and moving right on to second.
Yeah, that's the one downside of having an Elmo, but now these Ubers are exchanged out here. Looks like ELO are gonna get the better of this, except Zaka jumps right in there, cleans up the medic. Vanna down as well, and now Cicerus. Frags are all going Hardy's way, but the cleanup's starting to come in. It's just gonna be Enrith and Hawk. Sorry, Elmo's there too. He finally made it back from second. Took him a while, but he got there.
I guess, I don't know, ELO Assassins just unable to convert the frags they needed to convert there. I felt like what they did worked. They actually managed to get the point as well really early on, force the Uber out really early on as well, but weren't able to, I guess, keep control of that. Got a bit too far off it, and then in the post-Uber fight, were unable to convert enough frags.
And now Elmo, he looked like he was gonna go kitchen, but now it's actually Vanna jumping right in on top of Red Hawk. It's cleaned up by Hawk's arrow. Well, damn. That was
that's Hawk will be happy with that. He loves getting those arrow frags, and he's got a massive Uber charge advantage now, moving into second. So yeah, he's gonna be very pleased with his position right now.
And this is the feel-good story for Red Hawk too. He's finally the best medic in Australia because all the other good ones quit. So we're really feeling good about it.
Let's be real.
Now Geo cleans up Cicerus. That's going to open things up. They've got second. They've got this Uber. They are walking in there. They need to get in on the medic. Can they pick up Doge before he gets it? No, he can't. Doge gets the Uber. Hi and Locke are casualties so far, but the collapse should come down here. Hawk's in a lot of trouble. Geo's already dead. Hawk might actually escape out of this. It looks like this is going to go all Hardy's way. Seth and Enrith find the frags and the point.
That very nearly, that early on very nearly became a very easy Hardies push, because there was one rocket that would have 100% killed Doge when he was on 98% that was blocked by Yule, like last second. Yule just walked in front of it to save his med, and then there was a rocket that barely didn't kill Hawk when he had enough heals to continue helping his team. So could have gone either way with very small changes.
Absolutely, and now into next mid, Seth jumps forward. It's actually just going to jump behind. Cookie's actually very lit up as well as his Vanna, but Seth's just going to pop out here, find people. Actually, he'll find his death. That's what he finds. Enrith has grabbed Yule so far, and now there's Saki going sky high and trading out with someone. It's 2v3 right here, and it's going to be Ohai picking off Enrith, but he can't get Red Hawk. Doge has escaped to his last.
Yeah, I mean, the Scout v Scout demo med is always going to be tough. Doge should have backed out really far already, and Geo getting right on top of the demo, doing so much damage. Yule finishes him off. Doge does take down Geo, but that's a very worthwhile trade. This will make moving into second very easy now for the Hardies moving in. Both teams do have Uber, but that demo advantage is coming in. Enrith actually, he's going to get that pretty late, so it might not come into play as much as it could have.
And now Seth and Zaka have jumped forward, puts direct into the medic and actually gets the force. That's a great play from Zaka. But now, Hawk, what are you doing, Hawk?
He tried to save Seth, but couldn't quite make it. And that's not going to be a good Uber at all for the Hardies. He has to retreat, move back. Cicerus is wrapping around behind. Locke is wrapping around behind, trying to get on top of him, and he finishes off Hawk. Really nice 2 rockets there from Locke, and that's going to be a huge advantage moving in now for ELO Assassins.
Except Elmo, what? He just runs in there. He
Sorry?
picks up Yule, he picks up Fanny, he picks up
Elmo! No way, did he just 1v4? He just
1v4'd.
And he can go for the point if he wants, but that was the most absurd. How does he?
No, he wants Cookie. He wants Cicerus.
He can't get it, but my god, that is one for the frag clip. I can only hope that they caught it on stream. I don't have it up. That was honestly insane. Elmo with a massive play, turning things. You have scout players where you get 1v2s, you hit every shot, but you rarely have a total turnaround like that, where he was a literal 1v4. He just ran into 4 players and killed every single one of them.
And you know what that proves?
What?
He got 4 frags, right? One for each place that he's better than on the international scene.
Oh god.
Elmo would have come first. Elmo is clockwork.
That is.
Elmo is
possible. It's not like he was didn't go because he wasn't good enough. He just had prior commitments. So unfortunately, we will never know. And I wish we could have seen it, but yeah, it is even players now. Zaka goes down, but Sasras goes down to the Siggy trap. Zaka will spawn pretty quickly, so they might be able to move in. Actually, he's gone Spy. Now this is the tried and tested Spy. We've seen Zaka Spy work. We know it can work. So can he get anything moving on to the fast?
On process, he got that like nutty 2K where he dropped the medic and then got Yule to kill himself on his face.
That was pretty fantastic. This will be a hard one though. With the positioning of the Elo Assassins, I'll be honestly quite surprised he managed to pick it up. But it's possible. It's absolutely possible. And here, you know, he could decide to go for the sentry. Like this he honestly could pick up the sentry, and it would actually be just as effective as going for the med in this position. And I would actually like him I would like to see him try to do that, because he's got the opening for it.
The other thing is too, if he can get to the other side, he could potentially get the.
Yeah, the demo. No. He's been spotted. Not happening. He can't. And Yule nearly does it. He nearly kills himself, but it wasn't enough damage. One more butterfly slash, and it might have been enough. But failed spy play this time. Unfortunately, it might actually. It's giving room for Sassuris to try and get a little cheeky peek out. Won't be enough though. And actually, Varna might lose his life for that. But no, barely gonna live on like 9 HP. I think it was moving out. So.
And can we just talk about Sassuris while we have a stalemate? He's someone who's really impressed me in this match. You know, I remember back in Season 15, it was sort of his break-in with cooking with Coolio, and he started to play really strong on that team and look better and better. But, like, what I've seen now is, like, the seasons have passed, is he's also a smarter player, and he's really impressed me. He's probably one of the best players in Australia now.
He is, for sure. I'd say, you know, Australia... At the top level, it's the scouts that often decide the team, which is just because with how strong Scout is as a class, but we've always been able to produce at the top level some really strong DM scouts, and Cookie has proven for many seasons that he is one of the Australian elite, and his aim's always been good, but his game sense has only improved in recent seasons. So yeah, he's been a very, very strong candidate for one of the best in the country.
And it's really awesome just to see a guy like that develop. I mean, sometimes I feel like it's lost interest.
So we do have
on the defensive spy.
I was about to say we do have a spy, so I will just cut you off for a quick second. But that's not going to work. He's in spotted.
He walks through the rocket.
He lives barely 5 health, but it's not going to work. And he's just going to say, you know what? Screw it. I'm changing up.
It's almost like those rockets locked onto him.
You could say that.
You
could say that, but you'd probably be
me.
shot in, like, you know, a bunch of American states. But you could say that.
I don't know. I don't deal with American states. I'm Canadian, yo. Look at Elmo. Oh my god! Please,
what?
He hits the medic. No.
That was okay. I actually had the most interesting graphical bug I've ever seen. There was a sentry showing up for me where Elmo was. But anyways, I just got particularly confused by that. Frags are coming out now for Elo Assassins. Vanna picks up 2, and that is going to be a solid player advantage. Ubers will be traded off though. Locke and Vanna are pretty low, so after this Uber they might have to back out, get healed up, and it looks like no more one more frag might come the way. Huge surf from Doge. He can't live though, not quite enough. Zaka finishes on with the rocket. Yule will take him down, but Emmerich picks up Locke as well. So this is going to be, again, big advantage here for the Hardies.
Well, now this is sort of a precarious situation. His time is becoming more and more an ever-present factor because ELO Assassins, they're down 2 rounds. They've got 6.5 minutes to work with. They do still have the gun up. They still have some players up here as well to try and stuff the Hardy push. But, I mean, this is such a crucial last hold. 3 rounds in 6 minutes. That's a lot to ask for.
And this is tough now with a 2-player disadvantage. And the sentry down. This is looking really good for the Hardies.
But the spawns are coming up. As long as these spawns keep coming and players stay alive, this isn't the end of the world. What a rocket.
Oh my god, that was actually absurd. And this is going to be it. The round is done. I mean, it was going to be a hard-pressed hold anyway. But, done it in style. Seth with a huge air shot right at the end there. That was ridiculous.
I mean, that's just kind of indicative. How do you hold after that? Like, what?
I think he not only just, you know, broke them into giblets, he kind of destroyed their minds a little bit. I'm sure there might be a little bit of, not necessarily tilt, but they're going to be a bit frustrated. So yeah, this could be very, very convincing here for the Hardies.
What a clutch midi there. Now Steph's going in behind once again on this mid. He's actually be found immediately by Sassuris. And now you see the aggression continuing forward. Van in a lot of trouble, but it's Elmo actually picking up fuel. Gets taken out as well. So there is still a bit of a health advantage here for the Hardies. They're trying to stick in, see what they can get. But there's still a Cookie, and Cookie is just in on Red Hawk.
honestly, I mean, Sussurus is going to pretty much single-handedly, he got 5 frags that mid, he single-handedly won that, and it was, I say single-handedly, it was helped by the fact that the Hardies missed so many shots. They did so much better in terms of their positioning, they took the high ground really effectively, they moved forward onto the enemy team, and they just started missing everything. They can't get frags if you don't hit your shots, and that just allowed Sussurus to just run through and pick off every single player that was there.
Yeah, the Hardies certainly not living up to their name, as Mr. Hardy never seemed to miss, so not sure what's going wrong there. And now we have Geo doing something he doesn't get to do enough when he was on pocket for Jasmine T. He's sniping, but also look at Sussurus' position. He is up in behind, he's on Red Hawk, he gets one shot off, he is looking for more, no, he gets vaporized by Zaka's rocket, I want to say. What do we even call the Calmangler
shot? I don't know.
But now look at Zaka, look at Zaka! He gets the force off, and oh man. He had to pop there. Doge is still trying to convert this into something. Ohio has picked up Seth, so there are no soldiers for the Hardies.
Oh
but
my
it's
god,
Geo picking off the demo.
I haven't actually seen that yet, but I mean, he's clearly competent with it. And it's still even players, honestly. Seth managed to trade out a player before he died. Geo picks up that headshot before he dies. So, you know, this is still fine. It still just wastes the time. And with Doge using that uber charge, you know, being forced by Zaka on second, Hawk now has a massive advantage. So he can hold it if he wants. He can move out into them if he wants. It looks like they're going to do just that.
Oh yeah, now the Hardies have picked up the frags here as well. That's 4 of them. Zaka doing so much work. He might be the MVP of this game just with some of these clutch picks that he's gotten.
Oh my god, I don't know. Like there's been a lot of sick plays from pretty much every single player. From honestly from both teams. A lot of players have had some really spectacular individual moments. But yeah, it looks like going to be moving into mid now, and with a huge 2K actually. That he was under a lot of pressure there and picks up both of them, and that's going to be really nice. Hardy's going to be able to move into mid if they so choose, but it looks like they're just going to try and wait, especially with that headshot ringing out from Sussurus, destroying Seth. Seth taking down really low. Is just going to try and wait and get healed up before moving in again.
Oh yeah, I mean this push is trying to come forward, but they really don't need to do anything. I mean, honestly, Sussurus, nice headshot onto Enrith. Elmo did pick off a lock there, but I mean, if the Hardies wanted, they could throw up like a level 3 sentry and a heavy. I'm not saying they will, but they could. Elmo, he's actually gonna get cleaned up by Yul. Vanna is taken out as well. Yul, look at this aggressive jumping behind. He's trying to get Seth. Seth actually walks onto his roller. This is like the 1v1 of the century. Yul misses everything.
Yeah, that was a bit eager from Yul. He jumped forward before really figuring out where his team was, but where the rest of the enemy team was. But there comes Lock with a nice two-shot. Nice two-shot onto Hawk. That was really clean. And that's turned it again. Not necessarily turned it, I mean, it's still going to be really tough. It's a minute 47 and they're down 3-0. I think it's actually past the point of no return. And I think this is actually a clean 2-0 sweep from the Hardies.
Get the brooms out. The Hardies are going for that sweep pretty safely. Oh hi, you know he wants to throw some respect on there. Get a round at least. That's what he's pulling for.
Oh man, I think that was double from Varna. He misses the second rocket. Yeah, well he hit the. I believe he hit the first rocket and then the third. So that was huge from him. But Enrith coming in with the cleanup. Geo finishing off Lock as well. Only Doge left alive. I mean, you can hit your air shots, but if the other team's there to just totally collapse on you while everyone on your team's looking at the sky, what's it gonna do?
Oh no, it looks like they're just gonna convert, like, to add the insult to injuries.
Yeah,
like, oh my god, it's the spawn camp coming in here. They're not capping, they're not stepping on the point. It's the spawn camp.
Well, they can't. Second is still capped, so it's still not capped rather. So there is reason to it. There is rhyme and reason to this particular spawn camp, but it's not going to work out actually. And with hit, you wanted to see the Elmo heavy. It came out. He gets one singular frag, and Yul on the spy shuts him down pretty much instantly. I think 3-0 will probably be the final scoreline unless we see some Hail Mary dry push coming in from the Hardies, which, with the way that Ill Assassins have been able to move out and take second, I think is highly unlikely.
Oh no, yeah, that's game. So what does that set us up for? Has a 3-4 game been played yet?
I don't believe so, and that game is between Intoxicated and 219 in the Pencil Jumpers. So that game could go either way. I think it's likely to go 219 in the Pencil Jumpers, but it really depends on how much they honestly care at the time of playing. And if they've decided that they don't care very much, Intoxicated could easily roll over them. So we'll see. We'll see how much effort they put into that particular match, and that will decide who will be playing up against Elo Assassins in the lower page playoff round 2. But yeah, so
I believe in the Communist. I think they'll show up because I've been proven, or I've been taught, but to never doubt anyone from that can't stump the Trump team. Wow, that's a mouthful. I would almost turn into a full Aussie there, with a Freudian slip on can't there. That was fun.
They've got a lot of talented players on their roster, like really, really high skill overall across all of their players. It's just they've been, I'm not going to say infamous. They've not really tried particularly hard this season. So whether that comes back to bite them in the butt, and they end up not being able to pull out that third spot and get that wonderful ozfortress season 17 third place medal, comes down to how much what they want to put in on the day. And it could very well turn out that they don't want to put in much effort, and they could easily go the way of Intoxicated if that's the case. But yeah, so that means the result of tonight, obviously the 2-0 win for the Hardies, means they will be going through the grand final, and will play up against the winner of whatever it's next week. I believe it'll be next week. Game lower page playoff round 2 game between Elo Assassins and the winner of Intoxicated and 219 in the Pencil Jumpers. So certainly we'll be aiming to cover that one, and I'm not sure if we'll be covering the lower, the 219 pencil Jumpers versus Intoxicated game. Hopefully we'll be able to. I'm not too sure when that will be played. So keep tuned, check our Twitters, TF Live.
And that's not the only thing that we're going to be looking at too, is I believe we're potentially going to cover IM and Open Finals as well, so stay tuned. That is definitely the message there. Other things to stay tuned to, if you want to go something other than just your scene, this Australian thing, there are some events coming up. NA has a Face It tournament. Yeah, that's right, Face It, the big CSGO
$2.5 grand
people.
Is the prize pool, I think. So
that's US dollars too.
Yeah.
That's not like the joke currencies of the Australian dollar or the Canadian dollar. That's like
grand Australian,
and it's like 100 Canadian. But that's a pretty big thing. That's actually this weekend as well. The following weekend has DreamHack, which is sort of like an international event. So like it's like a nations thing. It's kind of weird, but it's kind of cool. Those are 2 things to look out for, and of course all this sick ozfortress action that we have coming down the pipe at you.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, everything's